Yeah, let's switch gears here a little bit. We've been talking a lot about AI. We've been talking a lot about sharks. We've been talking a lot about AI sharks, and sharks taking over the world and murdering us all. Wait, that was just in my head during that conversation. I wasn't really paying attention. I was thinking about AI sharks killing us. But so to get out of that terrible headspace, I'd like to switch gears to a topic that I didn't put in here, but I feel like this is someone was thinking of me when they made this topic. You can revive one dead multiplayer game.
I liked this one.
Which is the game that you would like to revive?
You're not allowed to say God of War, though.
All right, that's fine. I won't say God of War.
Wait, why can't he say it?
Because he says it every time he talks about multiplayer games that didn't go anywhere.
Well, let me just say this about God of War, okay? I tried to go back and play God of War Ascension because I found out you could still play it, and I got my ass kicked because the only people still playing that game are people that have been playing it nonstop forever, somehow, for like the last 10 years of their lives, and it was miserable. I had a terrible experience. So I'm going to leave that game in the past, I think.
Well, man, have we kind of touched on this before? Stop me if this is, too old because we've mentioned this game, but I was looking at games to download that I owned on my Xbox. I was going through and I was like, all right, what do I want to play? What do I want to play? Knowing that I'm not going to play anything, but I'll load it onto my Xbox. And I saw Doritos Crash Course is apparently still up and running.
Oh,
So it's not dead, so you can still play
It's a
it.
good game.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like dead though. But if they redid that and you make it, I got producer Paco here on the line. Was it 1 versus 100? That was the game show on Xbox Live. Yeah, 1 versus 100. It was this really dope thing where people were playing 1 versus 100, but on Xbox Live and winning money like twice a day or something. I think if we did Doritos Crash Course, but you turned it into an actual game show where the stages are randomly generated and you kind of make it through a bracket system and you like compete to like make it onto the show, that'd be great. I want to see more
fun.
TV shows out of live video game playing.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's fun.
You
So
know
you're
what?
saying that the winners of Doritos Crash Course does a real life Crash Course?
Oh
No, he was just
Joe
saying
was
they
saying
compete
that,
for
money.
that
The game
if
and
you
win money.
win the game
Oh,
enough
got it, and you win
online,
money.
Yeah,
you
but
get
if you die in the
invited
video
to go on
game,
the
you die in
show.
real life. Just
Yeah.
you gotta
I mean,
put
that's
that
the
in there.
rules.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
assumed
universal
that
rule.
was how it worked.
It would be a cool mode, and I guess this is sort of a little bit Fall Guys-y, but I feel like they've been doing whatever 99, like Tetris 99, Pac-Man 99, whatever.
I love
Doritos
those.
Crash Course 99. Like, you keep running courses, and as you finish a course, it'll make people that haven't finished the one behind you harder, or it just knocks them out if they haven't finished yet. And then you keep going until it's like 1 versus 1 on the last race.
See, there's a lot of great potential here. Come on,
Hit us up, Doritos. We'll
you
make
got
this
that
for you.
Pepsi money. Bring it back.
Man,
Who made
I don't know
that
if we
game?
talked
'Cause
about
it's so
this.
good.
I know it was. I'm just like, this
I'll
might
look it
be
up.
the best video game made for a product ever, is Doritos Crash Course. Again, it could be.
It could be.
It was so fun. I feel like I know Lasercorn's answers. I'm just gonna let him go.
Do you know my answer? What do you think I'm going to say?
I assumed you were gonna say Assassin's Creed
Brotherhood. Yeah, you did know my answer. Yeah, I Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but honestly, that's my second choice behind Resident Evil Outbreak, but I don't know if I talk about Resident Evil Outbreak too much. Do I talk about Resident Evil
I
Outbreak
think you
too
talk
much?
about Brotherhood more.
I talk about
Yeah, I
Brotherhood
don't-
more? Okay, then
Yeah.
let's talk about Resident Evil Outbreak. Resident Evil Outbreak was like one of the, if not the, I think it might have been the first multiplayer Resident Evil game. It was only available on like PS2 or PS3.
Yeah.
And you picked a bunch of characters and you were just like, you weren't like Claire Redfield or Chris or anyone like a big name in the franchise. You were just kind of like random Raccoon City residents banding together to try and get through the horrors of Raccoon City. And so you all run around these Resident Evil levels together, and you could, the most maps had friendly fire on. So like if someone ran in front of you as you were trying to take out a zombie, you'd shoot them. And then also, instead of having to find the key to every door, if enough players just rammed the door or kicked it enough times, it would just open up, which I thought was a cool little mechanic. And everyone had their own special ability. Like there was a police officer with a kick, and there was a girl who had her ability was like to leap back super quickly. It was like a dodge. And then there was my character, Jimmy, who I always played, whose ability was to play dead. He would literally flop down on the ground and all the zombies would ignore him. And players hated when you played as him because then they would get attacked by the zombies.
How does that even work in the zombie lore? It's
I don't know.
It's a fresh dead body.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? Because if that was the way to beat the zombies, everyone could have done it. It's like, oh no, zombies are coming. I just need to play dead, play possum. So it was a silly game, completely ridiculous, but I loved it, and it's no longer playable.
What was the one Resident Evil game? I think I could be thinking of the wrong one, but I think it was called Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, and it was like a 6-player free for all or something like that. But
With
there was
3
just
teams.
like but there were 3 teams, and there was just like AI running around, and it was like a death match basically.
I thought it was 3 teams, like Survivor.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
And then it was like Survivors, Stars, and it didn't make sense. And Umbrella, because why would the Stars be killing Survivors anyway? It didn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, Lasercorn, in your Resident Evil game, couldn't you get infected and become a zombie in that first one?
That's right. I think you could. If you died in that one, you came back as a zombie and you could try and kill people.
Mm-hmm. What was the other game we liked that was that like that?
Contagion.
Contagion. That was fun.
Forever potential, but never released well.
Yeah.
So I've got an update on Doritos Crash Course. Now, the same developer of that is, so it's Behavior Interactive, and they did
what? Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, they did Dead by Daylight, Fallout Shelter, the RTS Halo Wars.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's why Dorito Course was so good.
By the way, slight aside, and this is going to be old news by the time the podcast comes out, but Lasercorn, they have a new game, the people that made DVD, Behavior, called Meet Your Maker, and I think it would be right up your alley, because I know you love crafting death houses in Minecraft. So basically, the way Meet Your Maker works is there are like crafters, and then there are like people that run the courses. And basically, if you're guy running the course, it's almost like you're playing Doom. Like it looks kind of like that. But then the people that make them will like make these like death traps and like spawn big groups of enemies and stuff.
I
So
think
like you
you've
make
told
a
me about
dungeon.
this. This sounds
it looks
awesome.
awesome.
I'm gonna. Do I have this wish list?
It's like the open beta right now.
Doom Mario Maker.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to
exactly.
play- we're gonna
That's
have to play this.
cool.
Meet
Yeah,
Your
so
Maker. Ooh, Meet
I
Your
believe it's an
Maker
open
demo
beta right
3.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all Behavior Interactive. That's so cool.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna check this out for sure. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah, it just seems
wow.
extremely up your alley. And then I think like to make like an ecosystem where there's like enough people doing both things, I want to say you can like earn more resources I haven't actually played it that much, but I want to or at all really other than like watching people, but I think you like earn more stuff if you run courses too, and then you can use that to make more things. Like, I don't know, it just seems cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Have you, like, speaking of wish lists and great games that are coming out, and definitely not on topic, but have you guys heard about the news about, it's called The Day Before?
Yeah, the game that's not actually existing.
Yes, it is I think it's like the #1 wish listed game, but it keeps getting delayed more and more, but it's like an open world zombie MMO game.
No interest. There's so many of those games.
Well, we saw, do you remember, there was a trailer for that, I want to say like a long time ago, like, around E3 one year, and there were like the really cringy team comms where they were like doing that thing where like they're being like overly tactical, but they're supposed to be talking to each other in like an Xbox party almost.
I vaguely remember this. That was the day before?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
But why is it that it doesn't exist? They're saying that they're like fakes.
So
Well, no,
they
it's not that it's fake, it's just they keep, pushing it more and more. I think like the big delay now is that they're moving it to Unreal 5.
Well, it is that it's there's a conspiracy theory that it is a fake game. It doesn't actually exist because they had this big thing where like they had this excuse that they were delaying the game again, and everyone has been getting used to seeing delays for this game because they're in a copyright battle because they supposedly never registered the copyright for the name The Day Before or the trademark or whatever. And it turns out that someone else had already snagged the claim, the trademark for The Day Before. So they're in like a battle with that person. And it's like, isn't that the first thing you do before you start developing the game? Is get the trademark for it? Like, so people
sometimes if you're an
Sounds
indie
suspicious.
developer.
Yeah.
people think that they're like lying about a lot of stuff. And
Well,
if it does exist, it's
there's the Xbox zombie game. Oh shoot. Fuck. Apoca, what's it called? We played it. Multiplayer. You drive around with the bases.
Oh, I know what you're thinking of. There's two of them.
Dead Decay.
State of Decay.
State of Decay.
Yeah.
State of Decay 3 was announced a couple years ago and never saw anything. What if the day before is just some crazy marketing for State of Decay 3?
I think it could be. I don't think that's what it is, but you never know.
Do you have an answer for the prompt, Joven? Did you already? Oh, you said Doritos Crash Course.
Oh, I didn't go yet. I really miss an app called Minecraft Earth. It was kind of a Pokemon Go.
I kind of vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Pokemon Go, but it had an AR component to it where it's like you walk around town, you go to the equivalency of a Pokestop, and it creates a giant sinkhole in the ground that you can see through your phone, and you can mine it. You can like clear that dungeon, and you can have a bunch of people play at the same time, and you can see the people in that world, and also like see that person interacting with the sinkhole and like the cave that it has created. So
That's kind of neat.
yeah, it was really, really good. But the pandemic killed it. People stopped going out, obviously. And so they shut
yeah.
it down a year into the pandemic, which is really, really sad. But I really miss that one.
That sucks because almost like they could have almost used it as an opportunity to like do a like social distance version and like because get people actually outside, at least wearing masks and stuff. But
Your phone vibrates if you get too close to someone.
yeah, I feel like there may be
6 feet, 6
opportunities.
feet.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. It was a really well built thing, and I think it got closer to AR than Pokemon Go ever did.
I was laughing because I just looked at a topic that I want to do next that I know Joven wrote.
Good.
And
Is
then
it riddled with typos? Is that why?
No, it's just the phrasing. But all right, so my multiplayer game that I would revive. There are so many. As you guys know, my whole thing in terms of playing video games is playing dumb, weird multiplayer games. That's just like my whole MO. I play a lot of them. I always
No, we
look
won't
for
play this weird dragon flying game with you.
the dumber and the weirder and the more niche, the more I get attracted to it. It's always been what I've done from the time I was a kid to now. Like even I discovered Counter-Strike when it was in like alpha because I would always go on this forum that had like the newest Half-Life mods. And one of my favorite Half-Life mods that could, I mean, it sounds dumb, but it's called Action Half-Life. And Action Half-Life was a Half-Life deathmatch, but it was like everything was modeled after an action movie. From like even like the levels almost seemed like action movie sets, and the like you'd use like double pistols and stuff. But like the big thing in this game was like you could like dodge, like dive and like dodge roll, and like so you could like dive forward while shooting and stuff. So basically, the modern version of that was. This is a long way of saying that I would really like some Max Payne multiplayer.
I knew you were going
back.
there. Oh my god, I knew you were going there.
That was a roundabout way.
Jesus Christ.
Max Payne 3 had really cool, innovative multiplayer. They found a very interesting and seamless way to include bullet time. I don't know if you guys played it at all. Did any of you play it?
No. How did they do bullet time in multiplayer?
So the way bullet time worked was if you got kills, you would build up your bullet time meter, and then if you activated bullet time, anyone in your field of view would get slowed down. So it was always like this thing where you knew you're in trouble because you'd be running, you wouldn't see anyone, and all of a sudden you'd slow down. And you're like, well, I'm dead. Like,
What could you activate you should be able to activate your own bullet time meter to counter it.
yeah, you could. So like, because you're like in slow motion, like the way bullet time works is you're in the other people are in slow motion, but you can aim freely. So yeah, and you couldn't do that unless you activated your own. So yeah, there was that kind of counterplay that you could activate your own, I think, and then you'd get your aim back, but you'd still be moving in slow motion.
Gotcha.
And the game was really, really fun, and the only problem with it was they had high-level guns locked behind progression that were way too strong, so the people that no-lifed the game just automatically got a really, like,
How do you
stupid
kill
advantage.
that which has no life? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the balancing was terrible, but the game itself was amazing. So revive it, but fix it.
All right, though I might be angry, I do want to take 10 seconds here, maybe even 20, to thank all of our Patreon supporters here on this side of the screen, one of the sides of the screen. Thank you for supporting this channel. It means so much to us. And as we said, down below, you can join our Patreon to see all of the exclusive content that we have there, or keep watching like this. It's okay. We make free content, baby. Enjoy it.